I never thought a day like today would come. I'm Alia, 25, just a regular girl from a small town, fiercely protective of my family. But today everything changed. Mira, come downstairs, dinner's ready, I called, my voice bouncing. Off the walls. No answer. The house felt too quiet. Mira? I tried again, worry creeping in. No reply. Mom? Dad? I shouted. Where are you? My mom's soft voice came from the kitchen. We're here, Alia. Everything's fine. But something didn't feel right. Suddenly, I smelled smoke. Thick, choking smoke. Fire! I screamed, panic rising like a tidal wave. I grabbed my phone, dialed 911 with trembling hands. What's your emergency? The calm voice felt miles away. My house! There's a fire! Please hurry! Flames flickered from the kitchen window. I coughed, trying to stay calm. Where's Mira? I asked, heart pounding. She was with you? The operator's voice grew serious. I don't know. I haven't seen her since this started. I ran inside, the heat blistering my skin. Mira, where are you? Answer me, I screamed. Please, I whispered, tears stinging my eyes. Smoke filled the hallway. I stumbled, choking. Panic blurred. Everything. Stay low, stay low. My dad's voice came from somewhere behind the flames. I can't find her, I gasped, coughing violently. Keep moving toward the back, he shouted. I barely made it out, coughing on fresh air, but Mira was gone. At the hospital, my parents sat frozen. Have you found her? I asked, voice breaking. The officer shook his head. We're sorry. Your sister didn't make it. No, I whispered. That can't be. I gripped my mom's hand. She has to be alive. You're wrong. My dad's eyes were red. They did everything they could, Alia. I wanted to scream, to fight, but all I could do was collapse into myself. Later, when the police left, I sat alone in the empty house, the smell of smoke still thick. How could I have failed her? I asked the walls. Tears streamed down my face. Mira, why did you have to go? My mind wouldn't stop spinning. Memories rushed in, her laughter, the silly fights, our shared secrets. I should have saved you, I whispered. I should have. My phone buzzed. It was Zara, my closest friend. Alia, are you okay? Her text was simple, but I didn't answer. How could I explain this nightmare? Days passed. The house was silent, but haunted. Mom sat by the window staring blankly. Dad barely spoke. And me? I was lost, trapped in guilt and grief. One night, Zara came over. You can't blame yourself, she said softly. But I was supposed to protect her, I cried. I was supposed to be there. Zara took my hand. Sometimes things happen, beyond our control. I pulled away. It feels like I killed her. She looked at me with tears. You didn't. But deep down, I wasn't convinced. Then came the nightmares. Every night I'd see the fire again, hear Mira's screams, smell the smoke. I woke up screaming once. Mom held me tight, whispering, "We'll get through this." I wanted to believe her. Weeks later, at the police station, the officer handed me a folder. It's the fire report, he said. The cause is still under investigation. I flipped through it, searching for answers. There was a second set of footprints near the back door, he added quietly. What does that mean? I asked, heart skipping. We don't know yet. The doubt planted a seed in my mind. 1. Afternoon, Zara stopped by unexpectedly. Alia, you need to talk, she said nervously. About what? She hesitated. People, they're saying things. They say someone saw Mira after the fire. I stared at her. That's impossible. I thought so too, Zara said. But people don't lie about that kind of thing. Hope flickered, and panic. What if she's alive? I whispered, heart pounding. Zara nodded. Maybe you should find out. That night, I couldn't sleep. Mira, are you out there? I asked the darkness. A tiny voice inside me whispered, "Don't give up. I decided then I'd find the truth, no matter what it took." It had been months since that night, months since everything burned down. I was trying to put the pieces of my life back together, but the silence kept swallowing me whole. Then the whispers started. "Did you hear?" Zara's voice was barely a whisper across the coffee shop table. "People are saying they saw Mira." I nearly choked on my coffee. "Saw her? How? When?" "Last week. A woman matching her description, walking near the old market." I stared at her, my heart pounding. "That's impossible." Zara shook her head. "I thought so too, but the rumors won't stop. Why would anyone lie about something like this? Who knows? Maybe they're hoping, like us." I left the cafe feeling more confused than ever. Hope and fear tangled inside me like a storm. Could it really be her? Or was this just another cruel joke? That night, I couldn't sleep. My phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. Meet. Me at the park near the fountain. Midnight. I know about Mira. My hands trembled. "Who the hell is this?" I whispered. But a part of me wanted to believe. I decided to go. The park was dark, the moon barely lighting the path. I waited, heart hammering. A shadow approached, a woman with sharp eyes and a guarded smile. "Are you Aliyah?" she asked quietly. "Yes. Who are you?" "Ria." Her voice was soft but firm. "I've been watching. I know things about Mira." "Watching? What do you mean?" She glanced around nervously. "I can't say much here." "Then, where?" "Meet me tomorrow. Same place, noon." I nodded, unsure whether to trust her. The next day, I returned to the park, anxiety twisting in my stomach. Ria was waiting. "You look just like her," Ria said, studying me. "Like who?" I asked. "Mira, there's something familiar about you." "Why do you know so much about my sister?" "I can't explain everything yet, but I want to help." "Why?" She sighed. "Because sometimes the truth hides in shadows." I wanted to believe her, but doubt clawed at me. "If you really know something, tell me." Ria hesitated. "There's someone you should meet. Detective Samir." "Why a detective?" "He's been investigating unusual activity linked to the fire. He's skeptical, but curious. He might have answers." I swallowed hard. "Where can I find him?" "I'll take you." We walked through winding streets until we reached a small office. The sign said, "Detective Samir, private investigator." Inside, a tall man looked up from his papers. "You must be Aliyah," he said, eyes sharp. "I've heard a lot about your case." "I want to know the truth," I said, voice steady but trembling. Samir nodded. "The fire wasn't accidental. And your sister, well, the evidence is complicated." "Complicated how?" "There are reports of sightings. People who say they saw a girl like Mira after the fire." "But that's impossible. The police declared her dead." "Exactly. But dead or alive, no one can ignore those reports. We're digging deeper." "Can you find her?" He looked at me. "Seriously, I'm trying." After the meeting, Ria and I walked back outside. "Do you really think Mira could be alive?" I asked. Ria shrugged. "I don't know. But sometimes, hope is the only thing that keeps us going." I nodded slowly, emotions swirling. "I have to find out the truth, even if it breaks me." Days turned into weeks. I kept meeting Ria and Samir, chasing shadows and whispers. Some leads were dead ends. Others hinted at secrets darker than I imagined. One afternoon, Ria handed me a worn photo. "This was found near the site of the fire." I stared at the picture. A girl, eyes wide with fear, wrapped in a torn jacket. "It looks like Mira." "It does, but it's not confirmed." My throat tightened. Why is this happening to me? Ria's voice softened. Because your sister's story isn't over yet. Late one night, I found myself dialing Zara. Zara, I'm scared, I admitted. Me too. But you're not alone. I keep hearing voices, seeing faces. I don't know what's real anymore. Hold on, Aaliyah. We'll get through this. Every conversation, every clue, pulled me deeper into a world I didn't want, but couldn't escape. Was Mira out there? Was she alive and lost? Or was this all a cruel trick? I looked at my reflection, eyes hollow but determined. I won't stop, I promised myself, no matter what. I stood in the cold cafe, watching Ria stir her coffee like she was trying to dissolve something darker than sugar. I needed answers, but nothing prepared me for what she said next. Aaliyah, I have to tell you something. Something you won't want to hear. I fixed my eyes on her. You've been hiding something since we met. Just say it. She looked away, voice barely a whisper. I've been living Mira's life. My head snapped up. What? I'm sorry. It's the truth. I felt like the floor was slipping beneath me. Explain. Now. She sighed, folding her hands tightly. Mira didn't die in that fire. I laughed bitterly, shaking my head. That's impossible. The police are wrong, Ria interrupted. I know because I am Mira, or at least I've been pretending to be her. My chest tightened. Why would you do that? She looked down. Because I had no other choice. I was running from a past that would have destroyed me. So you stole my sister's life? The words cut like knives. I didn't steal anything. I survived. I slammed my palm on the table. Survived? By lying to everyone? To me? Her eyes were wet now. I was scared. Alone. No one would have helped me if they knew who I really was. I wanted to scream, but all I could do was stare. What past? Why didn't you tell me before? Because I was afraid you'd hate me, or worse, turn me away. I swallowed the lump in my throat. You don't get to decide that. Ria's voice cracked. I know, but I wanted to protect you. Protect Mira's memory. I shook my head. You erased her. You erased us. She reached across the table, trembling. I never wanted to hurt you. Then why live the lie? Because the truth was too painful. I looked at her, searching for the girl behind, the mask. What are you running from? She hesitated. A past filled with mistakes, betrayal, and fear. I thought if I became Mira, I could start fresh. And you never thought about how it would destroy your family? Tears spilled down her cheeks. I'm sorry. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I closed my eyes, the betrayal cutting deeper than I expected. You didn't just lie to me. You replaced my sister. Ria whispered. I didn't want to replace her. I wanted to live because I was afraid to die. The silence stretched between us, heavy and suffocating. I need time, I finally said, to process this. She nodded, wiping her face. I understand. I stood, voice shaky. Why tell me now? Because the lies are catching up to me. I can't keep pretending. I took a deep breath, trying to steady my shaking hands. What happens next? I don't know, but I want to help you find the real Mira. I laughed hollowly. There is no real Mira. She met my gaze fiercely. Maybe there is. Maybe you just haven't found her yet. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But the pain was too fresh, the confusion too thick. Why didn't you run to me? To my family? Ria's eyes darkened. Because I thought you'd see me as a threat, like everyone else. Maybe you are. She flinched, but didn't argue. I sat back down, the weight of the world pressing on my shoulders. So what now? How do I fix this? She shrugged, defeated. One step at a time, together. I bit my lip, unsure whether to accept her offer or push her away forever. I don't know if I can forgive you. I don't expect you to, but I'll keep trying. I looked at her, broken, scared, human, and for the first time I saw more than the liar. Maybe we're both lost, I whispered. She nodded. Maybe. The cafe buzzed around us, but all I heard was the echo of a life shattered and a lie too big to ignore. I need to know everything, I said firmly. Ria took a shaky breath. I'll tell you everything, but you have to promise me one thing. What? That you won't give up on me. I didn't answer immediately, because if you do, I lose more than a lie. I lose myself. I looked at her, torn between anger and pity. Okay, I said finally. I won't give up, but this isn't the end. She nodded, relief flooding her face. As I left the cafe, the cold air hit my face, and I whispered to myself, what have you done, Mira, or whoever you are? I never thought Zara could lie to me, not after everything we'd been through. But the truth hit me like a punch I never saw coming. I found her sitting on that old bench near the park, the place we used to hang out when things were simpler. Zara, I said, voice barely steady, we need to talk. She looked up, her eyes flickering with something I couldn't place. Guilt? Fear? Aaliyah, I'm sorry. I didn't want you to find out this way. I shook my head. Why didn't you tell me? How could you keep this from me? From Mira? She swallowed hard. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. Scared? I laughed, but it was hollow. You were scared? I lost my sister Zara, and you helped hide the truth? Her voice cracked. I didn't know what Ria was going through. She begged me for help. She said she was trying to survive. And you believed her? Without thinking about me? About my family? I could feel the tears burning, but I refused to let them fall. Zara looked down, ashamed. I thought I was protecting you. Protecting me? By lying, by betraying me. My voice broke. I didn't want to hurt you. I thought if the truth came out, it would destroy everything. It's already destroyed, Zara. I clenched my fists. Do you have any idea what this feels like? To lose your sister twice? She looked up, eyes glistening. I'm sorry, Aaliyah. I really am. Sorry doesn't fix this. I stepped closer, my voice rising. You made me believe Mira was dead. You let me grieve alone. Zara's breath hitched. I never wanted you to suffer. Then why? I demanded. She took a deep breath, steadying herself. Because Ria begged me. She was scared, just like me. She thought if she told the truth, no one would believe her. And you agreed to lie with her? I shook my head in disbelief. Zara nodded slowly. I thought I was doing the right thing. The right thing? I repeated, my voice sharp as a knife. You lied to me every time you smiled, every time you comforted me. Her hands trembled. I was torn between loyalty to you and fear for Ria. I laughed bitterly. Loyalty? You chose fear over me, over family. Zara's eyes filled with tears. I was wrong. I'll live with that. I swallowed hard, struggling to keep control. How long did you know? How long were you part of this? Almost a year, she whispered. A year. A whole year of betrayal. The weight crushed me. Why didn't you come to me sooner? I asked, voice soft but filled with pain. She looked me in the eyes. Because I didn't want to lose you. And I didn't want to lose Mira either. I sat down beside her, the anger mixing with heartbreak. You lost me anyway, Zara. She reached out, hesitating. Can you forgive me? I closed my eyes. I don't know if I can. Zara's voice cracked. I'll do anything to make it right. I looked at her, searching for the friend I once trusted. I need time, and I need to find out everything. About Ria. About what you did. She nodded. I'll tell you everything. No more lies. I stood, feeling the heavy weight lift slightly. Good. Because I'm not stopping until I get the truth. Zara's whisper followed me. I'm so sorry, Alia. As I walked away, my heart broke into pieces, but the fire inside me was only growing. I would reclaim my sister's life no matter the cost. I sat alone in my room, the walls closing in like the weight of every betrayal. My hands shook as I stared at my phone, the messages from Zara and Ria flashing on the screen. They wanted to meet, to explain, to make things right. But could they? I whispered to myself, do I want revenge or redemption? What's worth more after all this pain? My phone buzzed again. It was Zara. Please, Alia, let me help you understand. I didn't answer. Instead, I dialed a number I hadn't called in months. Hello? Kabir's voice was calm, grounding. Kabir, I need your advice, I said, voice trembling. Whatever it is, I'm here. I sighed, then let it out. They lied to me. Zara, Ria. I don't know if I want to ruin their lives or find some peace. Kabir was silent for a moment. What do you want, Alia? Not what they deserve. What do you want for yourself? I closed my eyes, feeling the ache in my chest. I want justice, but also, I want to heal. That's a hard path, Kabir said softly. Revenge might feel good for a moment, but it won't fix what's broken inside you. I opened my eyes, staring out the window. So I'm supposed to forgive? Pretend it didn't hurt? No, Kabir said firmly. Forgiveness is for you, not them. It's about freeing yourself. I ran my fingers through my hair, frustration bubbling up. I don't know if I can. You can, but it takes time. He paused. And understanding, I whispered. Understanding. How do I understand when my trust was shattered? Kabir's voice was gentle. By seeing them as human, not just as betrayers. They're flawed, scared, and they made terrible choices. Ria took my sister's life, I said, voice breaking, and Zara kept it secret. I know. Kabir's tone held sympathy. But holding on to hate will only hurt you more. I bit my lip, fighting tears. Maybe I'm scared. Scared that if I forgive, I'll lose my anger. And what's left? Of Mira? Kabir's voice softened. Anger is natural, but don't let it define you. I took a shaky breath. What if I forgive and it backfires? What if they betray me again? Then you protect yourself. Forgiveness doesn't mean trusting blindly. I nodded slowly. So, what do I do? Kabir smiled faintly. Listen to your heart, and when you're ready, face them. Not with hatred, but with strength. I ended the call and sat in silence. My mind raced, caught between fury and hope. Later, Zara's message popped up again. Can we meet? I want to be honest. I texted back, tomorrow, noon, at the cafe. The next day, sitting across from Zara, my voice was firm. I'm not sure if I'm here for revenge or healing. Zara's eyes were full of regret. I want to help you heal, Alia. I studied her, searching for the friend I lost. Why should I believe you? Because I'm willing to be honest, for once. I sighed. Honesty's been in short supply. She smiled sadly. I know, but I want to change that. I felt a flicker of something, hope or doubt, I couldn't tell. Ria joined us, her expression wary. I don't expect forgiveness, but I want you to know my truth. I looked at her, my heart pounding. Then tell me. She swallowed. I didn't mean to take Mira's life. I was running from a past I couldn't escape. I clenched my fists. So you stole her identity? Yes, because I was scared to disappear completely. And you thought that was okay? No. I was desperate. The cafe fell silent except for our breaths. I whispered, Why should I believe you now? Because I'm ready to face what I did, she said, voice trembling. I looked between them both, broken, scared, human. I'm tired, I admitted. Tired of pretending everything is okay. Zara reached out. Let me help you find peace. Ria nodded. We want to make amends. I closed my eyes, feeling the battle inside me soften. Maybe, I said slowly. There's a way forward that doesn't destroy us all. Zara smiled through tears. Thank you, Ria whispered. Thank you, Aliyah. I took a deep breath. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. The choice wasn't easy. Revenge could burn them down, but it might also burn me alive. Redemption meant healing and risking pain again. For now, I chose to try, to let hope grow from the ashes. Because sometimes, the hardest battles are within ourselves. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the files and photos spread across my desk. It felt like pieces of a puzzle scattered in front of me, my life, my sister's stolen identity, and the betrayal that ran deeper than I'd imagined. I whispered, "This time I'm not letting it slip away." My phone buzzed. Kabir's message popped up. "Got the data you asked for. Meet at the cafe? I have something to show you." I typed back quickly. "On my way." When I reached the cafe, Kabir was already waiting, laptop open and eyes sharp. "Show." "Me," I said. He smiled faintly. "Here's everything I could dig up. Calls, messages, even locations tied to Ria and Zara." I scrolled through the files. "This is gold," Kabir nodded. "But be careful. They're watching." I gritted my teeth. "They don't know I'm planning this." He looked at me. "What's the end game, Aliyah?" "To expose the truth." Quietly. No wild accusations. Just facts. Kabir leaned forward. "Smart move. You need allies." "Like Maya?" I asked. "Exactly. She's emotional support and more. You'll need both." Later that day, I called Maya. "Hey, Aliyah, what's up?" Her voice was warm, comforting. "I need help. Things are getting serious." "Tell me everything." I hesitated, then let it out. "Ria and Zara betrayed me. I'm gathering proof, but I can't do it alone." Maya was silent for a moment. "You're strong, but even the strongest need backup." "I know. Will you stand by me?" "Always." The relief in my chest was sudden and deep. "Thank you, Maya." We agreed to meet that evening. When I arrived, Maya greeted me with a, "You look tense." "Because I am." She smiled softly. "You don't have to carry this alone." We sat down. I opened my laptop, showing her Kabir's files. "Look at this," I said. "Calls, locations, secret meetings." Maya frowned. "They planned this. I'm going to turn their game against them." Her eyes sparkled. "How?" "By exposing every lie, but carefully." Maya nodded. "And emotionally?" "I'm ready. I want closure." Suddenly, my phone vibrated. A text from Ria. "You're playing a dangerous game." I showed Maya. She frowned. "Threats already?" I replied. "I'm not afraid." Maya squeezed my hand. "Good." Days passed in a blur of whispered meetings and secret plans. Kabir called one evening. "They're on to you. Be cautious." "I will," I promised. One night, I confronted Ria over the phone. "Why threaten me?" I asked, voice steady. "Because you don't know what you're messing with," she snapped. "I'm done hiding," I said. "Then expect a fight." I hung up, heart pounding. Maya was there the next morning. "You okay?" "I have to be." She smiled. "You're unstoppable." I smiled back. "Thanks to you." The tension grew. Zara sent a message. "You don't want to ruin everything." I texted back, "Truth isn't ruin. It's justice." "Aliyah," I thought, "this is your moment." I gathered my courage. I had evidence, allies, and the will to survive. This wasn't just about Mira anymore. It was about me reclaiming my life. The phone buzzed again. Another message from Kabir. "Court date confirmed. They're finally paying." I stared at the screen, my heart hammering. After months of silent battles and secret moves, the reckoning was beginning. My hand shook as I dialed Maya. "Aliyah, how are you holding up?" Her voice was gentle but firm. I'm okay, just nervous. Nervous means you care. That's good. I smiled faintly. I want this to end. She sighed. It will. You've done everything right. I paced my small apartment, thoughts swirling. The media had caught wind of the case. Ria and Zara's faces were everywhere, accused, exposed. Their once perfect lives unraveling like threads pulled too tight. My phone rang. Caller ID, Zara. I hesitated, then answered. Aaliyah, she whispered. Please, can we talk? I swallowed the anger boiling inside me. What do you want, Zara? To explain. To apologize, I scoffed. Explain what? How you betrayed me? How you helped her steal my sister's life? Tears trembled in her voice. I was scared. I didn't know what else to do. Scared? So you lied, cheated, destroyed everything? I made mistakes, big ones, but I never meant to hurt you. My voice cracked. You did. Every day since that fire. There was silence. Then, I'm sorry, Aaliyah. I'm so sorry. I wanted to believe her. Part of me did. But the other part screamed in betrayal. Sorry doesn't fix this, I said, voice low. You have to face what's coming. I know. We hung up. The weight in my chest didn't lift. Later, I met Kabir at the cafe. They're desperate, he said, eyes dark. Zara's lawyer is trying to settle quietly. I shook my head. No, they need to face the truth in public. Kabir nodded. You're stronger than I thought. Stronger because I have to be. That night, I got a call from Ria. Don't expect mercy, she said coldly. I'm not asking for mercy. You don't understand the mess you've made. I understand enough to see your lies. Then prepare for the fight of your life. I ended the call and whispered, bring it on. The next few days were a whirlwind of court hearings, press interviews, and whispered threats. One afternoon, Maya came over with tears in her eyes. They're falling apart, she said quietly. Zara confessed to the police. Ria's hiding. I nodded, swallowing my exhaustion. Justice is slow, but it's coming. Maya took my hand. You've done what many couldn't. You stood up. I'm not done yet, I replied. That evening, I sat alone, the silence thick around me. My phone lit up with a message from Zara. I'm sorry, truly. I hope you find peace. I stared at the words, heart aching. I typed back, I hope so too. The next day, the news broke. Ria arrested, Zara cooperating with authorities. I felt a strange calm wash over me. The fire inside me wasn't hatred anymore. It was relief. My phone rang again. This time it was my mother. Aaliyah, she said, voice trembling. I'm proud of you. Tears streamed down my face. Thank you, Mom. She paused. Your sister. She'd be proud too. I whispered. I hope so. That night, as I lay in bed, I realized something had changed. The weight of betrayal was still there, but so was my strength. The nightmare was ending, and I was ready to face whatever came next. I stood outside the cafe where Mira used to sit for hours, sketchbook in hand. The scent of coffee and old paper wrapped around me like a soft blanket. I could almost see her there, her laughter spilling through the air. I whispered, This one's for you, Mira. The bell above the door jingled, and the barista smiled at me. You look familiar. Are you from around here? I nodded, trying to keep my voice steady. Yeah, I grew up nearby. She handed me my drink. Mira loved this place, right? How? Did you know? I asked, surprised. She talked about her sister all the time. You've been missed. My throat tightened. I missed her too. Later, I met Maya at the park, the golden sun casting long shadows over the swings. Feels strange to be here without her, I said, kicking a pebble. Maya squeezed my hand. She's part of this place now, and part of you. I don't know who I am without all this pain. You're still you, stronger than before. I smiled faintly. Maybe. I'm trying. That evening, Kabir called. Ready for the next step? He asked. What's next? I wondered aloud. Your life. Time to rebuild. I laughed softly. Rebuild sounds scary. Scary, but worth it. The following day, I visited my parents. The house was quiet now, the walls holding memories too heavy to speak. My parents, they looked tired but hopeful, I said as I walked in. My mother pulled me into a tight hug. You've brought light back into this home. I held her, feeling the warmth seep into my bones. We'll find new happiness together. At night, alone in my room, I pulled out Mira's old journal. Her handwriting danced across the pages, dreams, fears, hopes. I whispered to the empty room, I'll keep your dreams alive, Mira. My phone buzzed. Zara's message read, I'm sorry for everything. I hope you find peace. I paused, then typed back, I'm finding it. Days passed, and I felt something shift inside, a quiet strength replacing the storm. At a gallery, I stood before one of Mira's paintings, vibrant, full of life. A stranger approached. She had an incredible gift. She did, I said, eyes misty. I'm glad you're here to see it. Me too. Later, Maya and I sat on a bench watching the stars. Do you think you're ready? She asked gently. To live again? I think I am. Good, because life is waiting. I looked up, feeling the night breeze like a promise. Life is waiting, I repeated. The phone rang again. Kabir. Plans for your future? I want to travel, see new places, start fresh. Sounds perfect, I smiled, heart lighter than... It had been in years. As I closed my eyes that night, I knew this wasn't the end. It was a beginning.